Hello doctor, this is my summative assignment, week 13 presentation video of EIX1002 Introduction to Law. My name is ZhangPingPing and my metric number is 17204923. 2020 pandemic of COVID-19. The global pandemic onset in 2020. In just a few months, the coronavirus disease spread to almost every country. It has the characteristics of long incubation period and high infectivity. It's now recognized that the new coronavirus was first diagnosed in Wuhan, China. I think this statement needs to be investigated, just my personal opinion, and my example case is about the Wuhan city. And China's government took measures immediately. On January 23, 2020, the Wuhan new coronavirus infection pneumonia epidemic prevention and control headquarters issued the Wuhan new coronavirus infected pneumonia epidemic prevention and control headquarters notice November 1 and decide to close the Leave Wuhan channel at 10 o'clock on that day, implement city closure management. From 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. on January 23rd, in without an operating permit, drove his Dongfeng Pai 9-seater small passenger car twice to pick up passengers between Wuhan and Jiayu City. According to the investigation, on January 20th, Ying had symptoms such as cough and fever. On February 4th, Ying was diagnosed with a case of pneumonia caused by the new coronavirus. As of February 7th, 20 people who had close contact with Ying were quarantined. On February 5th, the Jiayu County People's Procuratorate filed and supervised the Ying case, and the Jiayu County Public Security Bureau filed and investigated Ying on the same day and placed him under residential surveillance. On February 10th, the Jiayu County Public Security Bureau transferred the case for review and prosecution. On February 11th, the People's Procuratorate of Jiayu County filed a public prosecution against Ying for the crime of obstructing the prevention and control of infectious diseases. The People's Court of Jiayu County opened a public trial in an expedited procedure, adopted the prosecution's sentencing recommendations, and sentenced Ying court for the crime of obstructing the prevention and control of infectious diseases. The defendant Ying was in prison for 1 year. The Supreme People's Procuratorate stated that in violation of the provisions of the Law on Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases, refusal to implement the prevention and control measures proposed by the Health and Epidemic Prevention Agency, in accordance with the Law on the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases, has caused the spread of the new coronavirus or is in serious danger of transmission, and doesn't comply with Article 114 of the Criminal Law. Article 115, the first paragraph of Article 115, shall be convicted and punished for the crime of obstructing the prevention and control of infectious diseases, in accordance with the provisions of Article 330 of the Criminal Law. In addition, Wuhan has adopted closing the city prevention and control measures to prevent the spread of the new coronavirus pneumonia epidemic and effectively cut off the virus transmission. Since then, the act of transporting people out of Wuhan without authorization violated the law on the prevention and control of infectious diseases and caused the spread of the new coronavirus or has a serious risk of transmission, and should be convicted and punished with the crime of obstructing the prevention and control of infectious diseases. From this incident, we see that everyone has the responsibility and obligation to fight the epidemic. Only if everyone abides by the national policy can the spread of the new coronavirus be controlled and the outbreak can be resolved. If you violate the regulations and ignore the requirements, you will be punished by the corresponding laws. In this special year, not only this violation of the regulations occurred, but the state is also beginning to issue relevant regulations that are more in line with the reality and more in line with the actual situation. In this fight against the epidemic, the rights and interests of relevant medical staff who have made contributions also need to be promulgated to protect the rights and interests of relevant laws. Only the whole people can overcome the epidemic.